If you're experiencing a little cabin fever and looking for an outdoor adventure, we know somewhere you can explore. Joining us is Logan Albott from Alpenglow Expeditions. He's going to tell us about rock climbing at Lake Tahoe via Ferrata. Did I say that right? Welcome to the show, Logan.
Good morning, Aubrey. Thanks for having me on. Yes, you did. We are thrilled to announce that we've been able to reopen after a long, almost 9 weeks. And we do a lot of adventures all over North Lake Tahoe, from, like as you said, rock climbing on Donner Summit to our big Via Ferrata climbing adventure here in Squaw Valley. The Via Ferrata is not quite open, but we anticipate that being open very, very soon. And rock climbing is open as of a few days ago. So we're ready for the summer.
Well, that is awesome news, because I know I was just sitting around this last weekend thinking, like, what can we do? So it's good to hear about something not too far away in the Lake Tahoe area. Talk about what Tahoe Via Ferrata is and just this idea of rock climbing while we're still social distancing.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a good footnote there. We've modified our programs quite a bit to comply with the guidelines and to do our part. So rock climbing, a lot of people are familiar with rock climbing. It's, we climb steep, beautiful rocks around the Tahoe region. And what we've done recently is this Via Ferrata. It's a European form of climbing, and it's kind of a hybrid between rock climbing and hiking. The thing with rock climbing is we have ropes, and you need a lot of technical skills and belaying and things to do that. Via Ferrata, you don't. And so what we've done is if you've been to Squaw Valley, there's a big, beautiful cliff at the head of the valley. You can see it kind of towers above the village. It's an iconic piece of rock. And what we've done is we've installed a steel cable. And so that allows families and groups that don't have any experience rock climbing or any desire to learn that, it allows them to experience the big exposure of these beautiful bits of terrain without any training. So it's a really fun way to explore that without a big investment.
Now tell me, is this something that you do with an instructor, the climbing? It sounds a little complicated. I mean, how young can you be to do this?
Yeah, exactly. It is a bit complicated, so it's a guided activity. So we have groups of up to 6 with a guide, and from the moment you check in to the moment you leave, you'll be with a guide, and we provide all the equipment. So 10 years old is without a private guide is the youngest you can be, and 88 pounds to 264 pounds is the equipment guidelines, and we can go above or below that with certain exceptions.
Well, I have to say, it does sound very interesting. I mean, just getting out there and doing something real active and physical. You mentioned a little bit about some of the changes you're making to kind of fit with new guidelines. Talk more about the precautions the staff's going to be taking with all of the Alpenglow expeditions.
Yeah, that's obviously a hot topic right now with all the businesses in the county or in the region. So we've basically retooled our entire operation to comply with state and local guidelines. And from the check-in all the way through the climb and the check-out, we'll have things in place such as social distancing. That's a big one. Now, granted, if you're in your own family pod or your close contacts that you've already been living with or spending time with, you don't have to socially distance. But you'll notice that all the staff and the guides are doing that. You'll be wearing gloves the entire time, face masks, face coverings whenever we're inside or in vehicles or close together. Sometimes we can walk and be very, very spread apart outside, which is, we love being outside like that. We've also instituted enhanced cleaning and disinfection protocols. All the harnesses and climbing gear that you might use or touch during the day, after they're used every time, we go ahead and take them out of service, and they're cleaned and inspected and disinfected, and then put back in service. So everything you're getting is clean. And then, of course, staff training. So all our staff and guides are going through enhanced training to learn about all these new guidelines that are coming down. And we're very happy we've been able to qualify with Placer County to reopen using those guidelines.
Yeah, that is definitely good to know. You mentioned that Tahoe Via Ferrata is not quite open yet. When is that going to reopen? And kind of paint the picture. What are you going to experience if you go out there?
Yeah, great question. So probably 1 or 2 weeks. We don't have a hard opening date quite yet, but very, very soon, within the month of May. We're working closely with our partners at Squaw Valley, Alpine Meadows, where it's based. We are open on the Tahoe National Forest, which is kind of surrounding Squaw Valley. And basically, we used to spend a little bit more time inside in the morning, and we've gone ahead and closed our office, so the entire day is outside. We have an outdoor vehicle, kind of a safari vehicle that you can ride up to the climb. And then, you get to spread out and enjoy nature away from people, away from crowds, away from buildings. So we, in addition to the enhanced measures that we've instituted, we feel it's a great way to spend time and kind of break the quarantine a little bit and get outside and kind of get back to a slightly bit more normal way of life.
Yeah, I'm sure the views out there must be gorgeous. I mean, obviously you're doing a little bit of a physical activity, but I'm sure it's a real pretty picture out there.
Yeah, I mean, the cliff towers above the beautiful Olympic Valley, and it's especially this time of year. We still have a little bit of snow up in the mountains, and it's gorgeous. We can't get enough of it.
Yeah, a nice little escape, not too far away. Now you've got a new route that's going to be available this summer, and it's 2.5 hours long. Talk about that.
That's right. Yep. So 2.5 hour long products and 4 hour products. So quarter day and half day, if you will. And the new route's called the Loophole, and we're actively working on it right now. And it goes to what we call the Olympic Valley Overlook, which is this great spot to, like we were just talking about, look out across the beautiful and scenic Olympic Valley. And then you traverse the face and go by some iconic terrain features like Sylvester's Slot, an old historic ski bit of terrain, and then back down to the base. And then, of course, we also have, you can climb all the way to the top for a full 4 hours or half day.
Oh, so very nice, very nice. I know Alpenglow, you have many different excursions that you offer, but I want to know, do you have to be physically fit to do this?
Great question. Of course, Aubrey, that depends on your definition of physically fit.
Right, uh-huh.
If you feel like you could go out and hike for an hour or two, outside, that's what we're looking for. You do need a certain base level of fitness, certainly, but you don't need to have big upper body arms. You don't need to have extreme fitness, and you don't need to be any sort of technical rock climber or anything like that. So if you go out with friends or your family and you enjoy a 1 or 2 hour hike, this is for you.
All right, sounds good. Logan Albott with Alpenglow. Go check him out if you're looking to get outdoors. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.